Hello and welcome to this presentation of StarCraft, this game between DuckloadRA and LiquidTLO. I will be your shoutcaster liaison, this of course on Scrap Station. Haven't seen this game yet, don't know what's going on here. I had a little bit of a conversation, a little exchange here between TLO and DuckloadRA. This game of course on Scrap Station. In a tournament, I'm actually not exactly sure what the name of the tournament was, but, you know, anytime two players of this caliber meet, it's always worth watching, I think. So, early on here, looks like this SCV being sent out to build that 10 supply depot. Very standard from TLO to start things off here. Scrap Station, of course, known for this very short air rush distance and the very long way around. Right all the way around, with the gold minerals being over here, with the, of course, the Automaton 2000. So some SCVs, some probes being pumped out here early on as the 12 barracks goes down for TLO and the gateway goes down for Duckload. Duckload chrono boosting those probes as we take a look, even on the count so far with harvesters, with Duckload now just getting a little bit out ahead. Gas going down for both players as well. So very, very standard play early on here. As both players really not looking to do anything too crazy just yet. I do believe this is game one of a best of three, I believe, in this tournament. So we'll see what happens. I'm not going to give anything away as to what happens in the rest of the games and everything as the orbital command goes down for TLO. But yeah, I believe this is a best of three tournament. Pylon placement over here with the cybernetics core in the back. The CV will scout that for TLO as the first marine does come out for TLO. First zealot being trained up over here, and we'll see what goes on. I'm expecting to see some very good play from both players. Hoping that as the pylon gets placed down here on the low ground, hoping to see some pretty wild and crazy stuff. I don't know what's going to happen, but do hope to see something kind of funky. We do have warp gate research. Excuse me. Wow, big yawn. We do have warp gate research being researched up by DuckloadRA as the chrono boost gets thrown down on that, and a factory down for TLO with these three marines just kind of watching for any probes that think that they're cool enough to be on the Terran, in the Terran base. So right when this factory goes down, should be seeing a starport relatively soon. This will be that 1-1-1 build everybody enjoys so much. Hellion coming out for TLO. On the other side, we have a robotics facility being warped in. So maybe some immortals, maybe for some observers. Who knows what's going to be hopping out of there. We have the second gateway being thrown down too. And a pylon being placed up here. Very nice pylon placement as it's on the high ground, so TLO won't be able to see it when he runs by, but at the same time, if he has a little battle out here, he'd be able to warp in units if he needs to. Alrighty, so that medevac coming out now for TLO as another Hellion being trained up. So there are two out on the field, and the third one coming out now is Sentry being trained up by Duckload. Very fast-paced game here early on. Both players just looking to macro up. Nobody really doing anything too rash. If we look at the units as an armory goes down. Where is that armory? Here's the armory. Goes down for TLO. So maybe Thor's as the tech lab does indeed go down. So we have these three Hellions. As of course my phone goes off. So these three Hellions coming into the space. We'll see what they'll be able to do as there's a drop at the same time. Very nice timing on this from TLO as the medevac picks him up and lifts him right over those force fields. Hellions wreaking havoc on the inside as the Marines try and keep them alive. Desperately trying to keep them alive are the Marines. as an Immortal joins in now. An Armory almost done, as that armor just finishes, and right away a Thor being trained up. So beautiful job by TLO, able to micro while training up that Thor. Just beautifully done. This Marine's trying to kill as many SCVs as they can, and picks up and leaves with all but, just a few casualties there. So if we look at the units now, firmly in the lead with 27 SCVs is TLO. And nice scan there to take out the Observer. Beautifully done there. TLO training up the Thor, still rallied all the way out here, out by the, as I say that, he changes the rally point. So, nicely done. So we have a Thor, 8 Marines, a Medevac, and a Hellion on the field for TLO, while Duckload has just 3 Stalkers, an Immortal, and a Zealot. Warp gates now finished up, and we'll see if what happens next as the 250mm strike cannon is being researched. Very, very powerful ability for the Thors. Seeing a lot more use more recently. It's been very nice to see, because I think it's a really, really great ability, as the expansion is being built as well for and a Dark Shrine going down. Where are we hiding that Dark Shrine? There it is. Duckload hiding the Dark Shrine, hoping to maybe surprise TLO, catch him off guard with those Dark Templars that everyone loves so much. A second Thor coming out now. There's the Warp Prism picking everything up. Little drop coming in. We'll see how it's handled, as this Thor is indeed just waiting around over here. I did miss something that happened over here. I apologize for that, as it looked like maybe there was a drop with the Medevac barely able to escape. So on the unit tab, as this drop does indeed come in, full of Zealots, not anymore. Zealots wreaking havoc on these SCVs, should be taken care of pretty easily. However, these SCVs desperately just trying to mine. They're like, hey, leave us out of this. We're just gatherers. We just live for the minerals. And the Warp Prism runs away scot-free, warping in some Dark Templars over here. Very nice play. And then just picking them right back up and dropping them off. He does have a scan, however, does TLO. 2 scans, actually, now with this orbital command here. And beautifully done with that scan, not wasting any time. Completely sniffing that out. Very, very nicely done. Still only 2 Stalkers and an Immortal for Duckload. As really just, I mean, he seemed a little bit behind here. As there is, yeah, the attempt now to take this gold expansion. He's trying to do something drastic here, as now this push is coming. Taking down these destructible rocks that make it so much harder to defend because of the close distances, as this Dark Templar is just kind of running around trying to take down this tech lab while the Raven comes out, which would have been a very nice play. Unfortunately, unable to do that. And of course this turret giving vision as well. So these 3 Marines and now this Thor joining in, trying to break this down. No upgrades yet on either side, as the Forge and Templar archives are going down for Duckload. Once again, very sneaky with where he's hiding these, unfortunately using them in a less than ideal manner. So on to the second rocks now is TLO, while of course constantly training up those Thors and those Marines, doing all of this out of just 1 barracks, 1 factory, and 1 starport. Now building the second barracks, however, the SCV that was building it was killed by some Zealots, who are now coming into the natural of TLO. So these Zealots, and meanwhile, a GG here from Duckload, if we want to rewind just a little bit just to watch those last 30 seconds here while this army comes in. we'll pretend like those zealots really aren't doing anything. I mean, this gold is about to get up and running, but this really, especially with the SCV, is just a bit too much to handle for Duckload. He knows it's a lost cause with those two zealots down there, and not even wishing to engage, just hopping out. So that's game 1, I believe, between Duckload and TLO. So the keys, I think, for TLO in this were really that drop with the Hellions coming up the ramp, and then the drop right over here, smartly after they were blocked in. He picked them up and then dropped them off right on the other side of those force fields. So very nicely done by TLO, taking the lead economically at that point, and really never looking back. So Duckload, maybe next time. TLO, the winner in this one. My name's Liaison, and this was your shoutcast between DuckloadRA and TLO on Scrap Station.